Hi, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thanks for joining me and thanks for watching my channel. Just today, I just want to look at the assassination of the Haitian president, Jovenel Moise. It is very concerning because Haiti is just an island or in the Caribbean island, not far from the United States and not far from Canada, countries that I consider more stable and democratic. Recently, there has been an eruption of violence. Actually, even yesterday, there has been an eruption of violence in Haiti, in the capital, Port-au-Prince. Many people are still protesting following the assassination of President Jovenel Moise. Now, I am particularly concerned because Haiti has joined the African Union, and now it is technically part of the African Union. And if you look at the case of Haiti, you need to also link it with the situation and what's happening in Africa. But at the moment, we are just focusing on Haiti. I mean, Haiti has been consistently having problem and has consistently been unstable. It's the first nation that is dominated by Africans or black people that got liberation, that fought colonization and won ultimately. But it has not consistently been stable. It will be stable for a few months or a year or so, and after that, there will be something happening. And also, the other thing that compounds the problem is the fact that Haiti also is seriously affected by most of the natural disasters, earthquakes, hurricanes, and so on. And so it's like a cursed nation. 2 weeks ago, Jovenel Moise, the president of Haiti, was assassinated. It is alleged that the assassination of the president of Haiti, President Jovenel Moise, is linked to Colombians and some two Haitian Americans. And this just compounds the problems that Haiti is facing. It's facing economic challenges. The unemployment rate is very high. Crime rate is very high, and the stability of the country is shaken or always unstable. So it's just problems. Now, let's look at Bertrand Aristide. President Aristide, who's the former president of Haiti, was overthrown. There was instability during his reign. People protested, people marched, and finally President Aristide had to run away from Haiti, and he was in South Africa. He flew to South Africa. This is where he stayed for quite some time before returning back to Haiti. Here is a president who was removed from office. And now you have a president currently, President Jovenel Moise, who's assassinated. This is very sad. He has been in power for 4 years, which is not a long time, obviously. He has been in power for 4 years. You have about 22 people or 25 people entering his house, uh, I mean, roughly 28. I think it is reported that it's 28 people. 15 of which are Colombians, two of which are Haitians Americans, and the others are still on the run, on the loose, but the other ones have been arrested. 15 Colombians have been arrested, and the two Haitian Americans also have been arrested, and they were paraded on national television. I've been talking to some Haitians that I met a few days ago after the assassination of the president. And I also interacted with some even recently this week or last week, so to speak. And they're very concerned about the stability of the country. Now, here is a president, still very young, well, he might not have been really managing the country very well, but he has been trying his best. He's assassinated. 28 men enters his house just a few miles outside Port-au-Prince, the capital city of Haiti. They shoot him. They shoot his wife 3 times. Thank God that his wife survived and she was flown to the US. In Miami, she was treated there and she just returned last week. Then the president dies. The question that one may ask is, where was security? Because the house of the president is supposed to be secured. What happened? Whether is this an inside job or what? I mean, that's the problem that people need to start looking at. But America, the United States is going to be helping apparently with investigation and all that. President Biden, according to a news report, the information has been coming, is still getting some information. Probably they will do something. But the question is, where was the security and the chief of security? Yes, I know that it's in prison now, but where was he at that time? Because the president need to be protected always. And the first lady also need to be protected always, because they know that these are high-risk individuals, or individuals that are at high risk of being attacked or assassinated. We are thankful that even the police force were able to quickly close off Port-au-Prince the international airport, and were able to apprehend even the suspects. I mean, that's very good. But I mean, what I'm trying to understand is, how do you allow a president to be attacked when you have security that is with him always? I fail to comprehend that. So I hope that the US will be able to assist Haiti. And all of us obviously are looking at that and following the story. But it is very sad for Haiti, because always Haiti is faced with instability, always. Like even now, I mean, there are marches in the streets of Haiti. Even when the president was being buried during the funeral, protests erupted there, by the masses, particular people, masses, just ordinary people wearing T-shirts of the late president. They were protesting, they were marching. I mean, it's a concern. And this might not just end right now. It might be something that's going to continue for some time before it becomes stable. And it's going to be a problem with the coming president, because then he had to deal with the aftermath of all these protests and the assassination of President Joveneli Moise. I mean, for me, you need to have a young leader who will be able to unite the country. Somebody with a vision to be able to create jobs, because you have also gang violence in Haiti. So you need a president that is going to be able to unite the community or to unite the country, and be able to create jobs for the youth, jobs for the people, and be able to build infrastructure, because the infrastructure in Haiti has collapsed. It's very sad. People are unemployed. The government is not using the resources of the country effectively to build infrastructure, because infrastructure has collapsed in that country. And I hope just that something will be done by the incoming leader of Haiti. I thought I should actually raise these issues and discuss the assassination of President Moise of Haiti, which is just a few miles or 4 hours flight from the United States. And we thank God that the wife has recovered and returned back to Haiti. I thought I should share that information and just my take on the assassination of President Moise. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. Stay blessed. Keep well.